Hello everybody and welcome back to another F1 2020 career mode my team with Dave Morris and Morris Pace. I'm back for a new video. If you haven't noticed already, I have a brand new microphone for this video, so no more using my headset microphone. I'm using a brand new mic, so hopefully the quality is a little bit better. Coming to this race weekend, we have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which is at Baku. I'm not going to be upgrading any facilities this weekend, mainly because I have 2.84 million in the bank. However, my driver Luca Giotto, as I'll show you now, only has 42 days left of his contract, and he has 2 million for his contract. So I need to make sure I have the money to be able to fund his contract. Otherwise, we'll be out a second driver, which would be catastrophic. We also have 1.5 or 1,500 resource points to spend. So I think we're going to purchase this downforce upgrade. So we focused quite a bit on the chassis to start with. Now time to start focusing on the downforce of our car. So currently, after last week's race, if you have not seen it, please go watch it. It was the most crazy race Monaco could ever throw at us. But in fairness, I don't think it was down to crazy. I think it was down to just the sheer pace that I had in the car at that track that weekend. It was insane. It was more than I could have hoped for. So coming to Baku, we're quite confident. It's got quite a long straight this, so I'm a little bit concerned that our powertrain won't quite be up to the scratch of the mark. But we shall see, and we're going to see you guys in qualifying. So we're going to be here on my lap. So we have normal qualifying as per usual, Q1, 2Q and 2Q3. The aim at the moment is to get into Q2 every single race weekend. This is my aim to myself now. Also to maybe try and see if the car is good enough to maybe even get Luca Giotto into Q2, which he has not achieved yet. He's been out in Q3 every single race so far, so it'll be interesting to see if he can achieve getting into Q2. Baku is a very difficult street circuit in the fact that it's very technical and there is not many overtaking opportunities apart from the ridiculously long pit straight, and also into this turn down here, which I'm approaching now. This straight is also quite long. But this next section of the track, as I hit the wall there, this next section of the track is very difficult to overtake. It's also very difficult to follow a car because you get dirty air all the time. So very technical track. Qualifying is very important around here. I do not want to be starting right at the back of the pack because that'll take points completely out the window. So during this race, we're going to come through. This section here is probably one of the hardest sections I feel on the calendar. Up through the castle section here, it's so tight and so narrow. You have to carry speed or you're going to lose time. But hitting that wall on your front wing is gone, unfortunately. So we're going to see what lap time that we can put in here. Nice tidy lap so far. Down the gears into gear 2. Back out on the power, coming back out onto the pit straight. See, now this is the longest straight in Formula 1 at the moment. It may be, Vietnam may be slightly longer, because this does have a few turns in it, but I'm not sure. It's between this one and Vietnam at Hanoi, but this straight is ridiculously long, and you can see this track eats up your ERS. We already used 50% of the ERS so far just on this lap. We'll see what lap time we do post. We post a 1 minute 40.6, which is not very good. As you can see, we're down P20. Wasn't the best lap. I think I can find quite a bit of time on this lap now in comparison to that one. Didn't get a very good exit there. Down into gear 2. Get a nice exit. Do not want to lose the back end. That was a much better exit. Now we're 2/10 up already on our time, which is very good. Go down into the braking zone here. Down into gear 2. No, stayed in gear 3 actually. Interesting. Actually gave us a good drive off that corner. Now 4/10 up on our time. 5/10 up on our time now. Very good. 6/10 up. Just in that little section we found a lot of time there. Get the car turned in. Now back out on the power. 7/10 up on the lap already. Now we're going to take you towards the end of the lap. So towards the end of the lap we are now. Same lap. We're currently 1.1 seconds up on our previous time. 1.2 seconds now. So this is going to be a much better time. This should definitely get us into Q2. Luca Giotto is currently in P14, as we can see there. So Maybe Luca could even get out of Q1. I am going to nudge him down to P15, so not going to help my teammate here, but I want to help myself. Go P5. Good time. Do we qualify P7 or become P7? And Luca Giotto gets out of Q1 for the first time this season by a 10th. Well done to Luca, and he is out of Q1. So, here in Q2, I can't tell you how nice how nice it looks to actually look at the stats and just see Luca Giotto P14. I know he hasn't set his time yet, but to see him in Q2 is a great sign that this car is improving. Obviously, he's not a very well-skilled driver in comparison to the rest of the F1 grid, so to see him in Q2, A, shows that he is improving, and also shows that our car fundamentally is improving as well, which is also always a good sign. So, at the moment, Luca has actually put a lap in. I do take that back. He is currently 14th of his own will. We have not set a lap yet. I did wait until the track had a bit more rubber down, because the clouds were... It was very cloudy. I wanted the sun to come out and warm up the track a little bit so we can get a bit more grip on our lap. We're only going for the one run here. We're not going to have time to do 2 laps. I need to make sure this lap is good enough to possibly even get me into Q3. That would be a stretch, especially on this kind of track. Considering I know we do have the Mercedes engine, but we are currently mid-table on the powertrain stats, so we're not actually anywhere near the top because we have not even developed our powertrain yet. Anyway, coming back onto straight, we are 6/10 up on Pierre Gasly, who is in 12th, so this could be quite close between us and P10. We shall see where this does put us. Back out on the straight now, open the DRS flap nice and early. Increase our speed up to about 212 is the top speed of my car. And we go P3. Look at that. Only 4/10 off Max Verstappen. 5/10 off in the end. Good lap. Now we're in Q3. I don't expect much here, I'll be honest. The rest of the drivers will be putting in their quickest laps. I wouldn't be surprised if we come 10th. But we're going to put in a good lap here as best as we can. Our best lap in Q2 was a 39.9, so we're going to see if we can maybe try and do better than that. That was me pushing the car to the limit. I don't think the car can go much faster, but we will see if you can maybe shave off a 10th or so. That was a very good exit out of that corner. Down through the gears, getting the car turned in nice and early here. Maybe I could put the foot on the power a little bit earlier. That's something for me to work on. I can be quite cautious in the corners sometimes because of driving this car at the start of the career mode. It had no downforce whatsoever, so through the corners, the second you put your foot down, the car has no grip. So very tight for that section, almost hit the wall, but that's why this section is so good and so difficult. I had to get that close to the wall in order to get a good exit, which we did. So far it's looking like a very tidy lap. Maybe we can improve on a 39.9, we shall see. Up the gears nice and early, into gear 7, down into gear 3. Let's try and get a good exit out of this corner. We're 4/10 down on Charles Leclerc, who is in 6th, so we're definitely not going to be challenging him. We had to slide as well from the rear end there. Maybe that's cost us about 1/10 of a second. Can we displace at least Daniel Kvyat in P9 on the AlphaTauri? Let's open that DRS flap, which we didn't actually do. We waited there a little bit too long, and let's see where it puts us. Puts us P6 for the time being, and eventually we get knocked down to P9. So I will take P9. We were in Q3, which is a bonus, and I'll see you guys in the race. So Jeff just told us saying to keep the momentum going, as we did get the race result that we got last weekend, which was a points finish. I'm not going to say what if you haven't watched the video, but this race, hopefully we get some more points. Starting P9. Lights out, and away we go. Very good start for us here, getting around the outside of Lance Stroll, trying to get around the outside of Charles Leclerc. Just trying to see if we can maybe not get squeezed out by the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. We now have Charles Leclerc attacking us, or no, Sebastian Vettel attacking us on the inside. Can we go round the outside of the 4-time world champion? Yes, we do. So we are now up into P5 from P9. 4 places made up on the first lap here at Baku. Vettel's possibly going to attack us. Luca Giotto is still in 16th place. For our race engineer just told us, so hasn't lost any place at the start. It's not bad for Luca. That's what we would need. He had a good qualifying session, so he needs to just keep it in 16th for now, and then attack drivers eventually when he gets the chance to, just not at the start of the race. So we're going to see if we can catch up to Checo, Sergio Perez. That racing point is ridiculously fast in a straight line. One of the fastest cars on the grid, so in a straight line. So during this section here, I need to make the most of getting close to him as much as possible. So through the gears, try and get close to Sergio here. Down to gear 6, nice and early on the power. Try and gain some time from him. Good exit. Like a little slingshot through there. Good exit. And let's see if we can make any inroads on Perez on this straight. We are actually closing in on him, which is quite a surprise.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Closing in on Checo here. Down through the gears. Down to gear 2. Good exit here. Out of the corner. Closing in on Sergio.
Okay, battery's looking good. You could use overtake to get past.
Right, back up through the gears now. I'm trying to get a little bit closer to Checo Perez. I allowed you guys to listen in there to the lap and to the car. Now down to gear 2. We're going to try and get a little bit closer to Checo. He's 8 tenths in front of us now. So it's going to be quite difficult, again, as I said before, to keep close to him. We do have a lot of ERS left. I think the strategy of me saving my ERS a little bit more has been working in the last couple of races. I have squeezed out some better results because I've been saving my ERS for later on in the race where I've been attacked from behind. When I have a driver behind me who's trying to get past, who has a better powertrain, so having the ERS does help a lot. Especially for attacking Checo here, we still have 70% ERS left. Verstappen, I think, set the fastest lap of the race there. Or one of the Mercedes did. We're going to skip now to lap 3, or the end of this first section here. Good exit out of that corner, only 4 tenths behind Checo now. Through the gears, don't want to hit his rear wing with our front wing at all. Oh, I hit the front wing there. Do we have damage? I don't think we do. We have light damage on the front wing. And we're going to use a cheeky little flashback just to do that again. Through the gears, up through the car section. As I said before, it's a very difficult section to get right. There we go, good exit. Very good exit out of that corner. Only 3 tenths behind him now. Possibly going to be able to maybe attack him into turn 1, I would say. It is tending to go into this corner here, but this corner is so tight itself. Where the apex is, you can only fit 1 car. You cannot fit 2 cars through. So it's very difficult to overtake on that corner. You have to be literally already in front of them. Perez got a very good exit out of that corner. I'm 5 tenths behind now. Maybe we can see if we can enable our ERS, enable overtake to maybe try and get past the Mexican here. I don't think we're going to be able to. We are way too far behind to do anything into this corner. Because don't forget, he does have DRS off of Max Verstappen. We're now going to skip to lap 4. This is actually our pit lap. So we are going to be coming into the pits. Trying an undercut on those two. And we will see if it pays off. So we're currently riding around in P5. Not bad so far. It's actually a very good position to be in. I will take P5. We can stay there for the rest of the race. Absolutely. The advantage that I have of coming in on this lap is actually not getting held up in the pits. That's something that I try to avoid because it can cost your race a huge amount. If you get held up in the pits, your pit crew make a good stop, but they can't release you. it really does mess up the rest of your race. So I have to be very careful. George Russell, why is he so far behind? He's like 40 seconds behind us. He must have had a terrible start. Wow, Luca Giotto's in P11. I know some people are coming to their pit stops, but Luca Giotto in P11 at the moment. Very good. His best race result so far has been P11, so he has not actually got any points yet. My aim by the end of the season is to hopefully have him have some points on the board, because so far all the points from the team have come on my end of the bargain, which it's fine, because I understand the car shouldn't be getting points yet, but it now is improving. Down the inside, Daniel Ricciardo, that was quite an easy move. He didn't really put too much of a fight. Now we've got Giovinazzi next up. We've got to just try and keep this section nice and tidy as best as we can. As we now look to maybe attack Giovinazzi again in this turn 1. It's really frustrating this part of the track here, because I want to overtake, because I want to get this traffic out of the way, because I'm on my outlap here. And I need a good lap to maybe see if I can get in front of Sergio Perez. Or even just not even lose time to him. I don't want to be losing time to him here. Anyway, we're right behind Giovinazzi. We have our ERS enabled. We have the overtake button on, or we did. Now we have it back on again. He does have the Ferrari engine in the back of that car, so it is quite a quick car in the straight line. We should get slipstream off of him and off Nicholas Latifi. I hope neither of them are coming in the pits, because I was blocking them otherwise. Luckily, they are not. Now we're going to right down the inside of them. We set a purple sector 3, which is quite impressive. And there is Sergio Perez. He does come out in front of us. Luckily, he's only just one car in front of us. He didn't get in front of one of the other back markers, so he is now very much attackable. He's made himself vulnerable in this straight here. He didn't get the best of exits. We actually got quite a good exit. We also have the slipstream. Will we do anything down into this turn here? We actually go down the inside and say, Perez, can we make the move stick? Yes, we do. Very, very good move there. I actually don't know where Max Verstappen is. He might be further up the road. I'm not too sure, but I haven't seen him yet. I actually can't see his car on the red dots on the car map, so whether he is not coming to put on some tyres yet, I'm not too sure, but I cannot see Max Verstappen. So, I don't know what position we would be in. Verstappen was in P3, so we'll see what position we come out in after these next couple of laps. It'd be interesting to see where we do come out. We're definitely in front of Perez, so we are at least P4. Perez is still right behind us, so he's still with us. So we do have to be careful of him maybe trying to make an overtake towards the end of this Grand Prix. We do have Romain Grosjean in front of us. We'll try and get past him into turn 1. Again, we won't do it here because you just cannot get close enough. You can't get the drive off the corner, and the straight isn't long enough to make a move because you can't get too close because of how tight these corners are. Again, we're going to open up the, or we're going to put on the overtake button to gain some speed. Try and get close to Romain. Because my main issue here is Sergio Perez behind me, who is in the racing point, who has a very quick car in the straight line. And we have to enable overtake just to make sure we get past him. Luca Giotto is in the pits. I believe that's a Red Bull in the pits. That's Alexander Albon's in the pit box. Now we've got Sainz and Magnussen battling up with each other. So Albon's in the pits. He was behind us, so he's never really been a threat. Oh, Magnussen hits our tyre. I'm glad that was our tyre, not our wing. That gives Perez a chance. Perez is right behind us. And we just breeze past Magnussen there. Sort of like he gave up the place. Didn't put up any fight whatsoever. Now next up is Carlos Sainz in the McLaren. A team that we are probably going to be fighting against for Constructors' Place Championship this season. Again, this is why I want Luca Giotto to start getting some points. Because at the moment, if I have a bad race, then we're out of it for points. Whereas McLaren have both drivers who have possibly had the possibility of getting points so far. So we've got to see and try and develop Luca Giotto as much as we can as a driver and develop our car so we can give him the best chance of getting points, as well as myself. Because as I've said before, my main worry and focus for this season is Constructors. I'm not bothered about the Drivers' Championship whatsoever, but the Constructors is what is going to give us that healthy bonus money, or that bonus pool of money at the end of the season, which will help us in our upgrades of facilities, maybe getting a new driver, and just in generally building the team up and being able to make a better car. So that does all depend on where we finish in the Constructors. So I'm going to be fighting as hard as I can to come on top of McLaren, who I believe are P4 or P5 in the Constructors' Championship at the moment. So we got a good bit of speed here to attack Carlos Sainz. This should be quite a straightforward move. He's not putting up any sort of a fight. Is he probably going to be coming in the pits this lap as well. Yep, Sainz comes into the pits. That is Pierre Gasly in the pit stops in front of us. So I see Hamilton in front, I see a Renault, and I see a McLaren. So I don't know what's happened to Max Verstappen, but there we go. Verstappen's behind me. Fast forward to lap 11 now. I'm in P3. I don't know what happened to Max Verstappen. I know Sergio Perez retired out of the race. Max Verstappen, he must have got held up in the pits or had a puncture or something's gone wrong there, because we have been given P3 here. We never had to overtake. We overtook Perez, but we never overtake Max Verstappen for P3, so he's just handed us a podium spot so far. We have 2 laps left to possibly take a podium, which would be back-to-back, I'll say it, back-to-back podiums in our first season, which is quite something. I never thought I'd be saying that. I thought I was lucky to maybe get, I don't know, 4th or 5th this season, maybe a podium. But to get back-to-back podiums, and we're going to fast forward to the end of the last lap, and we are going to come across the line in P3, a podium for Morris Motorsport. P3. Incredible. I can't believe it. Driver of the day as well. Went from P9 to P3. We did make up quite a few positions at the start. We did go from P9 to P5 on the first lap, and that was done by myself. Not luck, and I did get past Perez. However, Max Verstappen, I don't know what happened to him, but he did give us a podium because I didn't even have to overtake him. But we see Lewis Hamilton come and win the race again. He must be extending that championship lead quite healthy now over his teammate Valtteri Bottas. But it's nice to see not Max Verstappen on the podium for once. I do like Max, but I'd rather be on that podium myself rather than him. And there we are on the podium. Hamilton takes P1. We are on the top step, or the 3rd step of the podium. I'd love to say top step of the podium, but we're not. We finished P3. Where did Luca Giotto finish? Finished P15, started 15, so not a bad race from Luca. We go up to 4th in the Drivers' Championship, and we are now 4th in the Constructors as well. That's exactly what we need. Hopefully Luca can start getting some points next couple of races. Anyway, until next time guys, bye for now, and I'll see you soon.